Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the video, I did finish the week with 20 wins, 3 losses for an 86.96% win rate for the week. Got over my 80% goal, so I'm very pleased about that. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and you can also find the link to the room in the description of the video and in my bio section of the social media accounts. Also on Twitter, you can see the daily posts and the timestamps of the alerts in real time. That's why I do post them. I don't post them to brag. I post them so you guys can see the timestamp, because that's what's really important. Because a lot of people like to claim plays and claim moves after the fact and not in real time. And sometimes even in trade ideas, I have a trade ideas channel if you're unfamiliar with it, where I try to call the plays before they happen, so that way people can get in, look at the play, and make their own decision if they're going to take it or not. But this is not financial advice or anything like that. So anything you take is your own discretion and your own choice. And the risk is yours, so you need to manage your own risk. So with that said, I'll get into, let's see, Monday's plays. Monday plays, I had 5 wins and 2 losses. So it started out kind of rough here and there, but, you know, it wasn't too bad. SPY on Monday. Now, I took puts at 453 puts at 940 on Monday. Where is 940? Monday is what, the 25th? Yeah, right here. Now, where are we? Right here. Make sure I get the right day up. Now, as you can see, it started the gap up on Sunday and Monday in pre-market. It started to rip a little bit right before earning and right when it came down. So I was watching it for a pullback. Let's see what I had in the trade ideas room, first of all, on the 25th. See, on the 25th, I had ROKU calls over 326, Snap calls over 5650, and SPY calls over 454. So I was looking for it over 454.50, which is pre-market high, which is, I think, oh yeah, I was looking at this area too the day before. So, and we got the sharp candle right here coming down. Then I ended up grabbing it when it did break here. So you got to be ready to change your thesis and your view based on the price action. And to me, you know, it started to look like it was going to do it. Then when it opened, it just got slapped down. Broke this area right here. As you can see, it was like pivot. You can see it's support, resistance, and it was kind of acting as support here again, and it just sliced right through it. So I grabbed the 453 puts at 95 cents, and then went to $1.27. Now it looks like I grabbed it at 940, so it looks like I waited the first 10 minutes out and I grabbed it right down here. So I chased it a little bit. Did I put? Yeah, I even said in the on the alert chasing. So if you can go on Twitter, you'll see it right on the thing that I put chasing. So I like to put that and so people know that an extreme move, no, I shouldn't say extreme, a big move has already happened and I'm chasing it, and it's higher risk, and there's higher chance that SPY likes to do a lot of fake outs, especially the first half an hour. So I think that I got caught in a couple of fake outs this week. So yeah, so I got that. Then I grabbed SPX puts at 10:01, which should be right here. Yep. Now dropped down, came back up, came back into this area of the 454, and I grabbed the 45.40 puts at 290, looking for rejection. They went from 290 to 350 right there. So I did grab that. Then I ended up grabbing let's see. I'm gonna have to break this down into a smaller time frame because I've got a couple plays that look like they're wicked in the candle. Where are we? Monday, right here. Okay, so the first one I had was 10:01, which should be right here. This little rejection, I grabbed that little right there. So that went from 290 to 350, and that little drop, it'll pop back up. I grabbed it again at 10:21, which is right here. Right in this area, right there. got that move right there. So that ended up being 235 to 380 on that play. And they're both 45, 40 puts. You can see 20 minutes, and they melt down quite a bit just in a short period of time. And we're gonna see that when we get through the week. So the recap. So just make sure that everything, my mouse and everything's working fine. Okay. Sometimes things just don't work out. Then I ended up grabbing 45, 40 puts again, but for some reason the alerts are blended together because they were probably really close together. Let's see what the timestamp is. 10:28. 10:28. Right here. I grabbed it again right there. And for some reason, I didn't take it. I don't know why. Did I even sell any at that? Look, on the 25th. No, it looks like I didn't. Looks like I didn't sell any right in here. I should have, but that was loss number one. It looks like it was right in here somewhere. 10:28, I think it said. Just double check. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place today. 10:28. Yeah, I don't understand why. 10:28. I got it right here. I should have been able to get like 30 or 40, even 50 cents right there. I don't know, to be honest. Then I end up taking 45, 50 puts at 11:21, which is right here. Oh yeah, I remember this. Started the chop right here. Now we go back to the 10-minute. Just the 25th. Yeah, it is. Now I saw this red candle right here. This is where I grabbed it right here, thinking, okay, we are meeting previous day's high, and it's going to reject. But just can you never underestimate SPY, because it dumps like $2 and it can run $4. So you got to be careful with the range. Sometimes they like to trade in a small range, and if you get in that mentality that SPY is going to trade in the small range, and most of the time it does, but not always, and it gets here and melts up on you. So I did grab it right there. That was loss number 2, and it just melted up on me. Looks probably a short squeeze, because I think that everybody was probably shorting at that double top from the previous day's high. So that was loss number 2. On that, then I did switch to calls at 226, which is 226. Where are you? Right here. Right here is where I grabbed it. I grabbed the 45.70 calls at 290, and they popped 410. Then I did get 45.65 puts at 315, which is right here. Now, got this little pop right here. Double topped, rejected, came back down. I waited for it to get underneath this area right here, this 455.20. We should say we'll round up 30 cents area. And when it did break down, I grabbed that. So the 45.65 puts at $1.50 went to 235. So on that little drop right here. Now that was Monday. Now Tuesday, let's see. Tuesday had 4 wins. Snap. I've been watching Snap all week, and the 26th, where are you? Right here. This is the 26th. Yeah, I got Snap calls at 9:32 right here. They popped up. They went from 115 to 160. If you held all the way through, they did chop and they did pop right here. There's a couple people in the room that actually held through the chop and got this nice move right here. So that did work out really, really well if he held all the way through. So that was really not that much. It's only 45 cents. Actually, yeah, 45 cents. You get spoiled with SPX, where you get these little tiny moves. I'll go back to SPY. And this is why, I've kind of been focusing a lot on SPX, because you get these little small moves, like right here. You're talking on SPY 456.40 to 455.80. You're talking, a 60-cent move and they going 100% versus Snap that's going $1. Did it go $1? Let me just double check. Yeah, 55, 50 goes $2 and only goes 45 cents. I mean, that just, there's more risk, and it's SPX is a lot faster, but you know, it just the money's there on SPX, and you get these big moves on some of these stocks, and you only go 40 cents, 50 cents, and you're just like, why am I even bothering? But you know, sometimes these small moves on the right tickers, you know, can move quite a bit. So, but anyways, going back to SPY, I did grab SPY puts at 79 cents at 10:31 on a 26. Where are you? Right here. 10:31. Where did I grab it? Right here. Right there. I grabbed it right there. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. And they went from 79 to 85 cents right here. I got that little drop. Then it came back up. Then it dropped right here. And I ended up grabbing it again at 11:35, which is this candle right here. So the thing I've been waiting for is you get these long, nasty candles, like right here. And as you can see, it get retraced back up. And that's what I like to wait for. Whenever you have these big, nasty candles, I usually don't like to try to buy down here. Even though I did over here, but but when they do have these nasty candles, they like to retrace like 25 to 50% of the move, and that's when I like to try to get in, and that's what I ended up doing. So I grabbed the 457 puts at $1, and they went down to $2.27. So they went to a 100% move right there, right down to the RCT trend line at 200 moving average, which is the purple line and the orange line. So these moving averages and the RCT trend line, they just they're like gold. I mean, I don't know why a lot of people aren't using them. I know that a lot of people don't like indicators, but I don't like moving average crossovers. I know people in the room do like it and do use it. I do not. I think they're slow. I like looking at the moving averages for a few things. One is support and resistance, rejections and stuff like that. And I also like to look for disconnection. So when price gets too far away from them, like right here, they like to act as a magnet. As you can see right here, drop down and act as a magnet because the RC2 trend line is pointing up. So I do look for the disconnection with prices and the moving averages and stuff like that, because that's where you end up getting your biggest moves. Because everyone thinks that stock's always going to crash or stock's going to go straight up, and they do neither. So, yeah. Okay, so on the last play on SPY, I had calls at 12:41. Make sure I get the right day. 12:41. I grabbed it right at the 200 EMA right here. I grabbed them at 12:41. Yeah, I grabbed it right down here. The 457 calls, I got it $1.02, and then went to $1.27. Not much of a move. It looks like a big move, but it's really not. I mean, it's only I grabbed it. Well, it's $1. I mean, it should have gone up a little more than what it did. See, this is what I'm talking about. SPY being on a non-expiration day. SPX is way too expensive. If I was to take SPX at the money or close to the money, you're gonna pay like anywhere from $8 to $10. And if the SPY moves just a little bit against you, you're gonna lose 50% of that real fast. So if you get 10 contracts at $8, that's $8,000, and it moves against you just a little bit, you're gonna be down $4,000 just like that. That's why I do not play them on non-expiration days, and I don't want people in the room playing them. Or if they do, they need to understand that that is extremely risky, and that's a widowmaker. So I do not play SPX on non-expiration days because of the price. But this is the sacrifice you have to make on non-expiration days. You go to SPY. This move right here, if this was on SPX, this dollar move probably would have been a 200-300%, maybe even 400% move. But because it's SPY, it only moved 25 cents. So SPX moves 10 times faster. So just to put it in perspective. Now on Wednesday being an expiration day, we had quite a few big plays, nice plays. We'll pull that up. Am I on the 10-minute? Okay. Now I grabbed SPX 4555 puts at 932 rated open. As you can see, it's channeling right here, the 457 area. It's rejecting, so it came back up. It started to take off a little bit, then it quickly got rejected. So I did grab the 4555 puts at 285, and I did grab it below the 200. I think it was right in here. That's where I grabbed it. So went from 285 to 490. Then it popped back up, and I grabbed them again, but I grabbed the 4565 puts this time at 1003, which is right here, the rejection of the RCT trend line, which is also rejecting pre-market highs. And as you can see, it had support, was rejecting this area on the previous day. So there was a strong indicator between pre-market RCT trend line and previous days resistance that it was going to reject here. It did. As soon as it rejected, I grabbed the 4565 puts, and they went from 215 to 490. Nice 100% move right there. As you can see, we're talking about this right here. They went from 215 to 490. So you're talking $2.75 move right there, which would have been the same right here if you looked at it, exactly the same. So that shows you on non-expiration day how much that would have been if it was an expiration day, because it was the same kind of move. A little choppier, but you know, as far as range. Then the next one was 4580 puts at $3.30 at 131, which is right 131. Where are you? Right here. I think I grabbed it again in this area, and they dropped just a little bit right here, right there. And they were at the money. That's why they were so expensive, 330, and then went to 410, and that little move right there. It's from 456.86 to 456.60. I mean, just that 20-cent move. Just they went, 80 cents at the money. That's how fast SPX moves. Now imagine if that was on expiration day, and it went against you. Like I said, you would have gone down quite a bit. So got to be careful on non-expiration days. But that was a small move. But if you stick to the 50 cents to $1 range, you're gonna do well. If you hold for home runs, you're not gonna get them all the time. You're gonna get them, maybe a couple here and there, but you're gonna spend more and lose more than waiting for that big massive move. Even if you held this, by the time it got back up here, it would have been red. That would have been deep red. I bet you if I looked at it, that I did grab it right here at 330. That up here it was probably like close to 150 at $2, even maybe lower than that before it did actually dump. So. Then I grabbed, let's see, I grabbed it again at 149, which is right, 149, okay, 131, right here. I'm gonna have to blow this up. I can't really see it. Okay. First one was right 139, right here. I mean 13, yeah, 131. This is where I grabbed it right here. Then I grabbed it again at 130. Oh yeah, I grabbed it again right here when it came back up and got that move. This time it was 320 to 390. So you got the 80 cents here, and you got the 70 cents here. Then it popped back up and did double top, and I did grab the last puts end up going 1,000% at 228, which is right here. Now I go back to the 10-minute. I don't look at the 3-minute. I'm just showing you. Do a smaller time frame, because when the prices move up and down at 10-minute candles, you really can't see them. But when you're watching the time and sales and the candles in real time, that you can see it. So I did grab it right here at 228. Because it came up double topped, and I was waiting for it to break right here. I know I got it here, and I got it in here, And I wasn't sure if it was actually going to break out. I mean, the thing that you got to worry about with SPY is towards the end of day, if SPY is near all-time high, not all-time, well, even that too, but near higher day, towards the end of the day, they like to push it. But it did double top right here. That's why it took the 50 cents here and here and got out, and it did double top. And when it came back down and got below this area, 456.70, that's when I ended up grabbing it. I grabbed the 45.80 puts at $2.40, and they went to 26.70. So that was a nice $24 move right there if he held all the way through. And I know there was a couple of people in the room, they actually held and was able to sell in the 20s, which is really good. So congrats to them. On Thursday, didn't play much, non-expiration day. I wish every day was expiration day, you know. I'm telling you, I love it. Let's see. Thursday right here. Microsoft, I had Microsoft puts at open, 320 puts at 95 cents, and I was playing it right here. You can see it got a nice run on Wednesday, pulled back a little bit at the end of the day, and tried to get back up to the previous high on pre-market, but it didn't. Then it started to make this little descending triangle right here. I saw that, and as soon as it broke below the 324, I even sit in the room on the, what day is that, the 28th. Microsoft puts, oh, the trade ideas. Where's the trade ideas? The 28th. Microsoft puts under 323, which I said right down here, but I ended up grabbing it because I was actually looking at this level, but I grabbed it up here, I think. I like to grab them before they break because of anticipation of the break, because when the stocks end up breaking these plays, they end up having strong moves and you're really chasing. So I always like to buy right before the level in case it is a big monster move, and it was a nice little knife right there. So the 320 puts at 95 cents went to $1.43. Then I ended up grabbing Roku. Roku was just a nightmare yesterday, so but we'll get to that when we get to it. Let me see. I don't want to show Friday. I just want to show this. I grabbed Roku calls 327.50 at $1.20. I grabbed them at 10:02, which is right here. I'm looking at for it to break out above the opening range, which this is the first candle. It started to break out here and pull back, but I waited for it to actually get over, and it did. So I was a little concerned about this 319 area. So when it finally got above it, that I actually did grab the 327.50 calls, and they're so far out of the money. But Roku just has days where it can have a $20 move like it's nothing. So I really thought Roku was going to have a $20 day, but it did on Friday, but on the way down. But we'll look at that tomorrow. We'll look at tomorrow's in a minute. Yeah, they went from $1.20 to $2.13 in that little move. And look right here, RCT trend line, this orange line rejected and got underneath the 200 EMA. Rejected it a few times, just came back down. Then the last play on Thursday was SPY puts at $1.10. Got them at 10.50. Didn't really play that much, right? 10.50? No, right here. 10.50. Where's 10.50? Right here. Let's see why I grabbed it there. Is this the 28th? Okay. Why did I grab it there? I guess I could have been using this area, but I don't really know why I grabbed it up there, to be honest. RCT trend line's way up here, and I did grab it right here. But you know, it was a small winner. 457 puts did go from $1.10 to $1.56. I'm just not quite sure why I grabbed it there, because we grabbed it at 10.50, which is right here. Maybe because it wicked right here. I don't really see why I would have grabbed it there, except for this candle being coming back like a rejection candle, but grabbed it right here, and it did end up dropping right there. But I'm not quite sure why. I probably should have waited and grabbed it right here, but hindsight's always 20/20. Always think that I'm gonna get one of these massive moves like right here, quick little flush, but it didn't right away. It took a few minutes, but it did work out. $1.10 to $1.56. Then ROKU. This is where ROKU just getting completely smashed. And now I'm seeing the head and shoulders on the hourly. You get the left, the head, the right shoulder. You know, the head and shoulders did play out, so maybe it will bounce now. It doesn't like to stay underneath 300, but the weekly's getting kind of scary a little bit. Hopefully this will hold and it will bounce, but right here it dropped a little bit and it quickly got bought up. I mean, ROKU could end up easily going back to 400. It's just not been having that great of a time right now. I had the let's see, I had ROKU 325 calls at open. I even said to try to do his own calls over 322. Right here, 322 is up here, right as you can see the previous days resistance. I got it here anticipating the break, because ROKU, when it does break, it does have those monster moves, and it was a complete fake out and just took a massive dump all day. So yeah, that didn't work out, but I made up for it on SPX like I always do. I love playing SPX. Oops, I gotta put SPY. You can't chart. I mean, you can chart SPX, but I wouldn't, because you can't see VWAP on SPX. But anyways, I did grab 4,600 calls at 11:06, which is right here. Popped up, pull back. I was actually looking at it right here, but I didn't. It came in as soon as it broke out. I was thinking from the perspective of yesterday was the last trading day of October for the month and the week. They like to push their agenda, which is a strong market, green month, green week, and stuff like that. The market makers and the Fed, and they love to support their agenda and making it look like everything's all sunshine and rainbows when it's not. And so that's why I bought this break right here. 4,600 calls at $2, then went from $2 to $8.20, and that moved. Then I ended up grabbing 45.95 puts at 12.35, which is rate 12.35 right here. For some reason I grabbed it right here. Why did I grab it there? Sometimes I'm not quite sure why I did. I think it probably was watching time and sales or something like that. But I did grab it right here. One of the things I do like to look at is you see these. Let me just blow these up. You see these. Oh, that's too close. These three candles right here. These three white soldiers. They're three big green candles. And usually when you have these three big candles, they like to pull back a little bit afterwards. And that might have been why I did it. I'm not quite sure why I grabbed it here, but I did. And I grabbed the 45.95 puts at 270, and they went from 270 to 710 all the way through. If you held all the way through the chop. But yeah, a couple people in the room did hold. It held through this, but the problem with that is if you hold and hope, you take your money here. Now, if you held and went back up here, those calls, I mean, those puts went red. You can't let a winning position turn green, hoping for a monster move. You just can't. I mean, worst case is take your money here. If it pops, grab it again and get this right here. So yeah, I think I just saw the red candle right here, because this is where I ended up grabbing it. Let me go to a smaller time frame and see if I can see why I did that. $12.35. I grabbed it right here. I think that I was expecting it to break below right here, but it didn't until right here. But yeah, this is the area it dropped. This is where it came back up. This is probably where they went from green to red if he held, and he just went massive green. So but if he did held all the way through, they did go from 270 to 710. So congrats to them. Now I had a really risky call at the end of the day. I had the 4,600 calls at $1.75. Got them at 308. And I remember this because I got it right 308. Where did I grab it? Right here. I grabbed it right here in this candle. Came back down, bounced off VWAP, came up to the previous day close, which is the white line, and getting over the, well, actually getting right at the 20 EMA. I grabbed it right here thinking we were going to rage right here, and it dumped here, came back up. I mean, those calls I had at 175, I think they were down here at like 70 cents at this point in time. They lost 60% of its value right there. Then it just ripped into the close, and they did go from 175 to 860. Now it did do exactly what I said it would do. End of day. Now one of the little tricks I've noticed is that I didn't really do it on this day, but usually when SPY chops above VWAP, it will dump, and if it chops under VWAP, it gets pushed. Now, it didn't happen this day, but like I said, I was going with the idea of their agenda of pushing SPY green for the end of week and end of month, especially the end of the month. And at first, I thought, he's like, I could be wrong. And on Fridays, SPY likes to channel in the last hour, and what they'll do is exactly what they did here. They make it look like it's going to break out, then they make it look like it's going to break down. And I even said in the room that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not getting on the short side of it and getting burned on 2 plays. I'd rather get burned on 1 instead of getting burned on 2, because the last Friday or the Friday before that, I don't remember, but one of the Fridays I got burned on both sides doing exactly that. And I was like, nope. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should have grabbed it, but I'm glad I didn't, because my thesis ended up being right. They ended up pushing it end of day to make it a nice strong green month, going back to all-time highs. And yeah, so you gotta understand that the chart has a lot to do with it. Time and sales has a lot to do with it. But when it comes to end of day, the market makers don't care what the chart looks like. They have like a little agenda, and you can just kind of get a feel. When you get doing this long enough, you understand their games and what they like to do. And sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right, but this time I was right. They had a strong push in the close to make it a strong monthly candle, and that's what they did. So that's going to do it for the recap. I hope this has helped. It helped you understand why I did what I did. I did a couple questionable things, but overall it was a good week, good month. Looking forward to next week. Next week's going to be a big week. FOMC. We usually do really, really well with that. I'm looking forward to that. So thanks for watching.